Sean doesn't want to marry Jhené Aiko because he doesn't love her, and that's really all it comes down to. I know y'all gonna disagree, but I honestly think that he hates her. Just hear me out real quick, just let me cook. Jhené has made it very clear that marriage and a traditional family is like an ultimate goal for her. For you to sit here and play in this woman's face day after day and year after year is crazy to me. Y'all live together, y'all got kids together, you make albums together, you done profited and made money together. All the things that like a typical married power couple, hip-hop couple would do. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, you don't want to commit, and it's because you don't love her. Like, men marry the women that they love. Like, that's just really what it comes down to. I think he hates her, and I don't even think that he just hates her. I think he hates all women. Black women, mixed women, white women, he hates them all. Damn sure don't like black women. He panders to us. When have you ever seen Big Sean with a black woman? Never. Only see him with white and mixed women, and then even with the mixed women, he's still not marrying them. Now, Jhené, come here, sister, because I got to give you a couple bops, too, because you're not innocent. At the end of the day, you allowed for all of this to happen. You were a willing participant in all of this bullshit. Now they got these resurfaced clips of you practically begging this man to marry you. It's looking real pathetic. He doesn't love you, sis. And honestly, it's starting to look like you don't love you.
Things are not looking great for Jhené Aiko and Big Sean, and it seems like she's ready to move on from him completely. She has made it clear that she is no longer interested in being his wife. This comes after a series of events that have led her to rethink her relationship with him. Jhené was once very much in love with Sean, but now it seems like the love has faded, and she feels as if he wasted a significant part of her life. In the past, many people tried to warn Jhené about Big Sean and his history with relationships. However, she was deeply in love and wasn't ready to listen to those warnings. Now, it appears that all the feelings she once had for him are gone, and she's openly expressing her frustration. She feels as if he has wasted her time, and she's no longer holding back. This situation with Big Sean is not new. He has a history of doing similar things in his past relationships, including his engagement with the late Naya Rivera. At one point, he was engaged to Naya, but he called off the engagement to be with Jhené. Some people even claim that what Jhené is going through now is some sort of karma for being with Big Sean while he was engaged to Naya. These allegations have been circulating for months, especially after a recent interview where Big Sean humiliated Jhené. During the interview with Charlemagne the God, Charlemagne asked Sean why he still hadn't married Jhené, even though they had been together for years and had a child. Without hesitation, Sean made it clear that marriage was the last thing on his mind. He said that his focus was more on building a family with Jhené than on actually getting married. According to Sean, there was still a lot of work that needed to be done between them before he could even think about marriage. Charlemagne even called him out, questioning why he was using all these reasons as excuses to avoid marriage, but Sean was firm in his stance. At that moment, Jhené didn't say anything publicly. People were left wondering how she felt about what Sean had said. However, just a few days ago, Jhené made it crystal clear how she felt when someone referred to her as Sean's wife. The whole situation unfolded when Jhené shared a post on social media, expressing gratitude for love after losing her home in the California wildfires. In response to her post, someone commented, calling her and Sean amazing people and referred to her as his wife. Jhené quickly corrected the person, saying, "I don't have a husband." This response caught many by surprise, but it was also a moment where Jhené stood her ground and was honest about the situation. Many people praised her for speaking up and for being clear about her relationship. One person even commented, saying that if Sean didn't act fast, he might lose her, referring to her no-nonsense response. Another person pointed out the irony that Sean had no problem starting a family with her, but was hesitant to make her his wife. There are a lot of theories about why Big Sean is reluctant to marry Jhené, and one of the most discussed reasons is that he's afraid of losing her the same way he got her. For those who may not know, Jhené and Big Sean first met in 2012 when they collaborated on two of Sean's songs, Beware and I'm Gonna Be. They quickly became close, and within weeks of talking, Jhené began a relationship with Sean, even though he was already in a relationship with Ashley Marie at the time. Jhené has openly admitted in past interviews that she was aware of Sean's relationship with Ashley, yet she still pursued him. She has even shared stories about their early days together, including one where they went to a Lakers game on one of their first dates. Looking back, Jhené has been very open about the fact that she was the one who initiated things with Sean, even though he was already involved with someone else. Now, after years of being in a relationship with him and having a child together, Jhene is clearly feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. She has made it clear that she no longer wants to be in a situation where she's not valued the way she deserves. Her recent actions, including her response to being called Sien's wife, show that she's no longer willing to accept anything less than what she truly deserves. It's hard to say what the future holds for Jhené Aiko and Big Sean, but one thing is for certain, Jhene is no longer staying silent about how she feels. She is ready to take control of her life and move forward, no matter what that means for her relationship with Big Sean. Whether or not they work things out remains to be seen, but it's clear that Jhene is done with being in a relationship where she feels unappreciated. Big Sean and Jhené Aiko's relationship has had its fair share of ups and downs, and it seems like things aren't getting any better. Their history together has been complicated, and many fans have started to question whether or not they will ever tie the knot. It all started when Sean and Jhene first crossed paths. Jhene explained that even though she had a boyfriend at the time, Sean asked her out. This was already a red flag because it showed a lack of respect for her relationship, which might have set the tone for what came next. After that initial meeting, they ended their short fling after a few months. Then, in 2014, Sean began dating Naya Rivera, and they even got engaged. However, things took a turn when Naya found out that Sean had been cheating on her with Ariana Grande, leading to their breakup that same year.
No, there has not been a secret industry marriage. I think that it's a little personal, you know what I mean? But just like, to be real with you, just like any people who have dealt with love, we've had our ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's still finding the right navigation through it all. I don't know if to me, marriage symbolizes like the best relationship. You know, people be like, oh, you gotta get married. To me, I feel like having a relationship is first and foremost, and like marriage is a byproduct of that. And I feel like a lot of people get the idea of like, oh, you have to get married. But then it's like, to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced. The divorce rate's so fucking high. And I am someone who, I'm not like discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't gonna get married, but what I'm saying is that it's just, I would like to do a lot. I would like to, and I don't like putting our personal business out there like that either, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done, I feel like, in general.
We'll take it from somebody who's been with a woman for 26 years, right?
Meanwhile, Jhene entered into a relationship with producer Day Genius, and they got married in 2014. Unfortunately, their marriage wasn't smooth sailing, and by 2016, Jhene filed for divorce. Rumors spread at the time suggesting that Jhene and Big Sean's relationship played a role in her divorce. Apparently, Jhene was working closely with Sean, and the two spent a lot of time together. In fact, they even collaborated on a song in 2015 called I Know, and were featured together in a music video where they played elderly lovers in a senior living home. That same year, Big Sean ended his relationship with Ariana Grande, and people began to speculate that he and Jhene were now involved with each other. Both were now single, and it seemed like their connection was moving beyond just work. In 2016, Jhene and Sean released a joint EP called 2088, and the album cover caused even more rumors about their relationship. Despite still being married at the time, Jhene didn't seem to care about clearing up the speculation. Things got even more public when a video went viral of Jhene and Big Sean being affectionate on stage. Shortly after, Jhene filed for divorce from citing irreconcilable differences. By the time her divorce was finalized, Jhene and Sean were already showing signs of a romantic relationship. The two went on a date to a Lakers game, and it seemed like they were fully embracing their connection. However, their relationship didn't last long at first. They broke up in 2019, but got back together in 2021. By 2022, Jhene was pregnant with their first child. Even after all this time together and the major milestones they've hit, one thing still seems to be missing: marriage. Big Scene has not made any attempt to propose or settle down with Jhene, and it's unclear if he ever will. Jhene, on the other hand, seems to be ready for marriage, and it appears she's starting to lose patience with the situation. Jhene has made it clear that she doesn't want to be in a relationship where she isn't getting what she wants. In response to someone referring to her as Big Scene's wife, she quickly corrected them, saying, "I don't have a husband." This statement shocked a lot of people, but many also applauded Jhene for standing up for herself and calling out the situation for what it is. One person even commented that people should stop calling men their husbands unless they're actually married, and that if Big Scene doesn't want to marry Jhene, she should just leave and find someone who does. Others pointed out the irony in Big Scene being perfectly happy to have a child and buy a house with Jhene, but not marry her, calling it a classic example of soft boy behavior. Now, the question on many people's minds is whether or not Jhene should stay in this relationship. Do you think she should leave and find someone else, or should she give Big Scene more time to decide if he wants to marry her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to check out this other video where we dive into even more celebrity drama.